And, you know, it kind of reminds me that it's 11:51 a.m. June 17th. 20 of the 24. And we're back for more The Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky. The third for the PC. That just does not sound as good as it used to, but I digress. Even hasty style, of course. And yeah. We're gonna get into this because we got some work to do. We got some work to do. What the hell? What happened to my Discord? What the hell? It's gone! My Discord disappeared! What the hell? I gotta open it again, apparently. It was just suddenly not there anymore. I'm scared. What's gonna happen with no Discord on my laptop? Horrible things are gonna happen, sir. If that's what's gonna happen, I'll tell you what, dude. Checking for update style. What we're doing. It's so much faster than it was on my old laptop. It's already open. If we were on my old laptop, we'd be waiting here for like another 20 minutes or something. Classic. I don't know why it was closed randomly though. Kinda weird, but either way. Alright. So we got some shenanigans to do. We got some work to do, man. Okay. So first of all, we want to go and take care of that one door. Since we have 100 wins now, before I forget about it. I don't remember which one it was, but... Was it a sun door? No, was it a star door? Yeah, there's more star doors than any other door. It's this one. That is correct, sir. I don't remember what this one is at all, but those who have not proven themselves in battle are not worthy of stepping inside. Should you wish to be deemed worthy, struggle through 100 battles. Only then shall the door open. Well, we've done more than 100, so we good to go. Can I, yeah, let's pin to taskbar. Let's do that. Pinning to taskbar is awesome. What we're gonna do. While we're sawing farmers and chopping chefs and shooting wizards in the dick and stabbing math teachers in the nipple. Ghost style. Open that door. Close that door. Do it. Or maybe come over there, because I will do it, and you will not like it. It's another Vegastar chamber. I seriously do not remember what this one is, but we're about to find out. I shall grant you a memory fragment and my blessing. I guess since it's not any one person, like your whole party just comes in. Like, whatever. What do we get? I don't remember what this one is. I just noticed it's not showing me streaming. Enclosed is a report on the damage dealt to the former Principality of Northumbria by the Salt. Oh, I remember this one. It's basically just like a random report on Northumbria and the whole Salt Pale dealio. Also contained within is research on the Pale itself. Research style. Lancer wearing a black shirt even. Holy City of Arteria. Congregation for the Sacraments. Salt Pale Research Report. Reese Argent. hereby present this report to you, Your Holiness, ever at the side of the goddess. This report contains classified information and may only be read by those with the clearance to do so. Certain sections of the utmost secrecy have also been blacked out. Uh-oh. Censorship, even. Progression of events after the Pale's appearance. July 1st, 1178. 3 days before the 4th of July, didn't you know? In Peoria. 5:45 a.m. That's early. An urgent report came in from Halias Cathedral in the then Principality, now a state, of Northumbria and Northern Zemuria. That's where the Northern War took place. Stated that a giant white pillar, so tall it appears to kiss the clouds, had appeared on the outskirts of the city. Bishop Alexei, the one who sent the report, behaved as if extremely unsettled by what was happening. By urgent order of the committee, 2 knights of the Grouse Ritter, the 8th Dominion, aka the Roaring Lion, and a squire, both of whom were working on another mission in a nearby nation, were dispatched to perform a formal investigation. They hurried to the scene via the 8th Merkaba unit. Please note that the Merkabas had only recently been put into use at this point. They arrived promptly, and at 6:22 a.m., this was what they saw. Enclosed is a photograph of storm damage, and the object now known as the Salt Pail. At this point, however, it was far larger than the term pail would suggest. It was more akin to a massive tower that soared hundreds of arg into the air. The 2 knights provided the following observation regarding the situation on their arrival. We were met with a mighty hailstorm, blowing in our direction from Halias, or so it appeared at first, though we eventually realized the storm contained not ice, but salt. The object's surface is completely covered with salt, making it impossible to tell what it may actually look like underneath. The surrounding air has become powdered salt, and it falls to the ground like snow falling on a tundra. Tundra style. The spread of that solinification process was startlingly rapid, and the affected area spread in the blink of an eye. Hey, Lancer went live! By the time the Grouse Ritter arrived, the entire landscape of the capital had turned to salt, and the lives of many who lived here, like the aforementioned Bishop Alexei, had already been lost. At least it's not as salty as McDonald's fries. Yet the spread did not stop there. Yet the spread. Let me say that just one more time. Yet the spread did not stop there. A day after the Salt Pail first appeared, a vast carnivorous forest zoned north of the capital crystallized and collapsed. Bridges also collapsed, rendering all of the main highways out of the city unusable. Please note that by this point, then ruler Prince Balmund had already fled the country to a nearby nation. I guess Prince Bartholomew wasn't in power yet. Two days passed since the Pale's appearance. By this point, roughly half of the entire principality had become a sea of salt. That sucks. Countless refugees had fled to the southern side of the country because the River Greve stood between it and the affected area. Like a rash. Finally, 3 days after the Pale's appearance, the solinification process stopped at dawn. As a result, the knights were able to advance on the capital of Haliask, with the hope of investigating the Salt Pail. That afternoon, they finally reached it. But what they found looked completely different from how the Pale had before they first arrived in Northumbria. Northumbria style, even. Meh. I hear while they were investigating the salt pail, a farmer got burned, and a wizard's dick got blown up, and a cowboy got arrested, and a judge got kicked in the nipple. That's a fact, man. It was not a good day over in Northumbria, I'll tell you what. In the center of the solidified... In the center of the solidified area, they found an object that was a mere 2.5 arg in height. Its surface was no longer blanketed in salt. Rather, it looked as if something had been carved out of it. Uh-oh. It is now believed that the pail's mass decreased as the solidification process progressed. In its smaller state, the pail had lost its power to turn swaths of the country to salt, but its ability to solidify was still very much intact. Stephen Hasty likes salt. That's what I heard. Anything that touched it, even for a millisecond, was instantaneously turned into salt. It was of the utmost importance to handle it with care. In order to complete the mission without physical contact, the Grouse-Ritter required the use of the sacred tool Gleipnir. No, not Sleipnir, as in, Odin's horse, Gleipnir, which was delivered to them from the high seat in Arteria. Since then, it has been kept closely sealed away deep within the high seat in Arteria. Fun fact, Lancer does not like salt. Only in soy sauce, that's pretty much it. Still, while the recovery mission was ultimately deemed a success, the damage already caused was equally vast and significant. No damage to the surrounding nations was reported, but it resulted in the destruction of 3 of the 5 administrative districts of the Principality, including its capital. Lancer does like sea salt, though. Over a third of the total population, along with travelers from elsewhere, lost their lives. This is to say nothing of the emotional damage caused. Due to its sudden outbreak, the heart of Northumbria's people were overwhelmed with fear and uncertainty. From a humanitarian and a religious perspective, a swift response from the Septian Church was all but necessary. The decision was made to dispatch personnel to the region right away. And upon arrival, they set about rebuilding the damaged churches and healing both the physical and mental wounds of the people from all the storm damage. Those who were left orphaned in the crisis were taken into gospel facilities, where they would be cared for until adulthood. Which is probably what happened with Kevin. The northern region of the country, which had been turned entirely to salt, was placed under the church's control. It has been a restricted area ever since. That's too bad. Restricted, even. Supplementary notes. Uh-oh. After some time, the country's former leader, Prince Balmont, attempted to rebuild the government. But given that he had fled the country during its hour of need, caring only for himself and not his people, all authority he once had was gone. Good. Freaking coward. Who flees the country they're supposed to be running? Rat bastard. Luckily, not too long after that, Prince Bartholomew would take over. Much better ruler. The following year, the country's people led an armed uprising, and the Principality of Northumbria was no more. Eventually, elections were held and the country became a democracy, thus bringing about the birth of an autonomous state we know of now. That was also when the former Principality's armed forces reformed as a vigilante corps. Fun fact, Lancer takes scalding hot showers regardless of the weather. True story. Given the extreme poverty of the state, however, the majority of said corps considered gathering foreign currency to be of the utmost importance. That was how the large-scale Jaeger Corps known as the Northern Jaegers was first established. I bet you didn't know that. As far as the rest of Zamoria is concerned, this is where the tale of the Salt Pail ends. But a number of very important questions still remain unanswered. Uh-oh. Maybe one day they'll do a game. More focused on the Salt Pail. I mean, they kind of did with the mobile game, but the mobile game's kind of meh. So, you know. Perhaps the most obvious of these is where it came from. Despite the considerable size of the object, and that it appeared on the outskirts of a populated city, no information is available regarding the moment it first appeared. The most popular theory is that its appearance was due to something akin to spatial translocation, but no hard evidence exists to support this, or any other theory. You're damn right he does. Every time he takes a shower, he does. Of more importance, however, is its positioning in the teachings of the Septian Church. The Pale is clearly different in nature to artifacts, and appears to be more fundamental manifestation of the goddess powers of creation. Committee report. With the limits of our knowledge at present, this is as far as we can get to the truth. That's a shame. There are some who have proposed it may be one of the Septarians, but no evidence has been found in legend or scripture to support this belief. Nevertheless, these questions and many others need answering, and the Congregation for the Sacraments continues to study the Salt Pail to this day. The most accepted proposals come from those who believe the Pail should be seen as nothing more than a gift from Adios, and they continue to consider various means for her church to make good use of it. Oh. Evan Graham. The most realistic of these plans is using it in the manufacture of a sacred tool used for execution. Parts of the Pail are cut away using high-pressure water, and then surrounded with a cylinder made from salt crystal, allowing them to be fired directly into the target without requiring the user to make direct contact. If the bolt makes successful contact with a human target, their whole body would turn to salt, killing them in mere seconds. Which, if you recall, was actually what Kevin did to Weissman at the end of SC. Fun fact. I have no idea what that is. Sounds like an energy drink. There are no known means for reversing or stopping the process. This approach does not come without flaws. It seems unwise to be careless with an object we still do not understand the true nature of, for one thing. There are also humanitarian concerns with executing someone in this manner. Still, it does bear mentioning that this should there ever be a case where a target needs to be eliminated without fail, this would be the most surefire way to carry it out. Indeed. That's why Kevin did what he did. It should go without saying that research on it is intended to continue into the future. Future style, even. Appendix regarding the aforementioned sacred tool. Trial use begins of the sacred tool. Top secret work only. Permission granted to use in the execution of... Used in the execution of... Fired from bowgun. Pretty sure that says Weissman. Results were extremely favorable. No damage was caused to the surrounding area. The target was also successfully erased. Appendix about the target. The target was orphaned by the Salt Pail when it first appeared. A brief history of is as follows. S1180 joins the Septian Church. S1185 joins the Congregation for the Sacraments as an official. S1190 promoted to bishop. S1195 declared a heretic and excommunicated from the church. Uh-oh. That's no good. Side story, the salt pail finished. So that's pretty much some background information on the whole salt pail deal. That's pretty much what that memory fragment is. And we get Petrify Quartz. And 3,500 Mira! That was a fun time, wasn't it? Even hasty style, even. A report on the salt pail that wreaked havoc on the former Principality of Northumbria. Nice. If we could actually put that on you, it would probably make more sense. There you go, sir. Alright, now we can actually advance! Game Boy Advance, even. So we want to go to the regroup area and move on with our lives. To the next region, chocolate, you drinking water. Alright. Since, you know, the last stream was all, like, cutscenes and memory fragments.